We found that students who reported playing more violent video games in middle school and high school engaged in more aggressive behavior, said by lead author Anderson at Iowa State University. With the amount of bullying and the amount of violence in our youth today, and from someone like me who grew up playing many different types of video games, from the sports games to the strategy games to the competitive games, I have to ask the question, are video games making our youth violent? I will be speaking on why youth gaming leads to more bullying, more violence, and also giving you a solution on how to fix it, while discussing the counter-argument too. First is bullying. Since everything is online these days and all video games are online, cyberbullying over video games can be very, very common. With things like game chat and online messages, it's so easy to get cyberbullied and made fun of over these video games. Certain games even influence bully behavior. There's a whole series of a game called Bully where you walk around bullying other people and doing bully activities. Verbal bullying over skill at a video game is also a major issue. Since not everyone is on the same skill level, it's easy for some young kid to go on a video game and be matched up with a guy who's very good at the game and wants to win very bad, which can lead to a very toxic environment leading to cyberbullying. Now, violence is also a major issue in youth gaming today. In 17,000 preteen participants, they found that playing violent video games leads to increases in physical aggression, said by Brian Clark from the WSU magazine. Violence in video games can be very easily seen in some of the most popular ones around the world today, like Call of Duty, Halo, Grand Theft Auto, Apex Legends. These are all some of the most popular video games around the world, and they all have many different types of weapons and guns and stuff in them, like knives. And if our youth plays these types of games, it exposes them to these types of things, thinking it's okay to use these types of weapons and guns, thinking it's safe. Now, there is a solution to fix these problems in youth gaming. First, we can make the access to get these games much more secure. Because right now in the world, you can go to your local video game spot or your online store in the console you have, and you can easily buy a violent video game without any parental supervision or anyone there to guide you. Also, we can give way more warnings on these video games. There are little warnings before you load up the game, but there's not nearly enough to make sure that the young kids playing the game know that the actions in the game are dangerous and should not be repeated. Now, there also is a counter-argument to these statements, though. Many argue that even though there are these violent video games being played by young people, they don't have to play them. There's so many different types of games out there, like the sports games, for example, like MLB, Madden, the NBA games. They don't have to play these games like Call of Duty and Halo. They can play less violent games. I just spoke about how youth gaming leads to more violence and bullying, while giving you a solution on how to fix it. I also discussed the counter-argument. Seeing so many young kids play these violent video games is never easy, because I know how many inappropriate things are on these games, leading to influence the youth to thinking that stuff is okay. That's why I want you to head over to change.org and sign the petition so we can finally ban these violent video games from being played from our youth, so we can make a positive change in their minds.